At New York Fashion Week, the energy was electric, with designers showcasing bold creations and celebrities strutting down the runway. Among the glittering crowd, Chris Brown and Quavo found themselves at the same event, both looking to make headlines for different reasons. As the show began, the two artists exchanged glances, the air thick with an unspoken tension. Rumors of rivalry had swirled around them for months, fueled by past feuds and social media jabs. While most attendees were focused on the fashion, a few were watching the pair closely, sensing that something might ignite. After the show, the atmosphere shifted as they both headed to an after-party. Chris, feeling the weight of the crowd's energy and perhaps his own competitive nature, was overheard saying, "I wanted to break Quavo in half." As the night went on, they found themselves face to face at the bar. The tension was palpable, and for a moment, it felt like the world outside faded away. "Why are we even doing this?" Quavo finally asked, his tone surprisingly calm. "We're both in this game, trying to make our mark." Chris, taken aback, paused. He realized that this rivalry was consuming too much energy that could be better spent on their art. "You're right," he admitted, lowering his guard. "Let's stop letting this nonsense get in the way." In that moment, they both chose to put aside their differences. The night evolved into a celebration, with the two artists sharing laughs and stories, and even discussing potential collaborations. What began as a confrontation had transformed into a mutual understanding, showcasing the power of dialogue over division. As the party wrapped up, Chris leaned back, a smile on his face. "Guess breaking you in half isn't really my style after all," he joked. Quavo chuckled, raising his glass in agreement. "Cheers to that." In the midst of fashion and fame, they realized that the real strength lay in unity, not rivalry. And as the night came to an end, they stepped into the future not as adversaries, but as potential allies, ready to create music that would resonate far beyond the walls of the fashion world. The night at Fashion Week had changed the course of Chris and Quavo's dynamic, but the journey was just beginning. As the weeks rolled on, the buzz from their unexpected truce spread through the industry, igniting curiosity and excitement. Fans speculated about a possible collaboration, while the media eagerly awaited the next chapter in their evolving story. Back in Los Angeles, Chris found himself in the studio, experimenting with fresh beats and lyrics. The atmosphere was charged with creativity, and he couldn't shake the memory of that night. Inspired by the idea of collaboration, he reached out to Quavo, suggesting they work together on a track. "Let's do something different," Chris texted. "Something that blends our styles." Quavo replied almost instantly. "I'm in. Let's show them what we can do." They arranged to meet at a studio in downtown LA, a neutral ground where the vibrant city buzzed outside. As they walked in, there was a mix of anticipation and nervous energy. Would they still vibe in a creative space? As they began to work, their chemistry was undeniable. They bounced ideas off each other, crafting a song that blended Chris's smooth R&B with Quavo's catchy hooks. The studio was filled with laughter and the sound of music being created, each beat serving as a reminder of their newfound partnership. "You know," Chris said, leaning back in his chair during a break, "I used to think you were just about the hype. But you've got skills, man." "I respect that." Quavo smiled, nodding. "Same here. I always saw you as this powerhouse. We're just two sides of the same coin." Days turned into weeks as they continued to refine their track. Each session deepened their friendship, leading to conversations about their journeys, struggles, and aspirations. They shared stories about their childhoods, revealing the paths that had led them to fame. The vulnerability fostered a deeper bond, transforming their initial rivalry into genuine camaraderie. Finally, the day arrived to record the final version. The energy in the studio was electric. As they laid down the last vocals, Chris felt a surge of pride. This wasn't just a song, it was a testament to their growth and a celebration of collaboration over conflict. After finishing, they stepped outside for a breather, the sun setting over the city. We did it, Chris said, a grin spreading across his face. Yeah, and it's just the beginning, Quavo replied, his eyes shining with excitement. Imagine what else we can create. With the track ready for release, they decided to unveil it at a joint performance at a major music festival. It was a bold move, drawing both of their fan bases together. The anticipation built, and as the day arrived, the crowd was electric, buzzing with energy. When they took the stage, the audience erupted in cheers. They performed their new song, the synergy between them palpable. As the beats dropped and the crowd sang along, Chris and Quavo exchanged a knowing glance. This moment was more than just music, it was a celebration of overcoming differences and the power of friendship. As the festival ended and they walked off stage, the world seemed to open up before them. This is just the start, Quavo said, clapping Chris on the back. We can do so much together. Let's keep pushing boundaries, Chris replied, a newfound determination in his voice. Together. And so, from the fashion runway to the music stage, they forged a partnership that would redefine their legacies. With each song and performance, they became not just collaborators but brothers in arms, united in their passion and creativity. The journey from rivalry to respect was a powerful reminder that sometimes, the greatest victories come from embracing collaboration, proving that even in the world of fame, friendship could rise above all.